All right, now we have solved our bottom layer, which is the white layer, on all of them. Okay, so the next move is now to solve the middle layer. So this is where we are, the middle section. So the way we are solving this Rubik's Cube is like we're building a layer from bottom up. We have this layer, then we have this section, and eventually we're going to finish with this one. Same with all of them. So you remember when we were doing the white side, the white was on top. From now on until we finish, we're going to make sure that the white is on the bottom. All of them, the white should be on the bottom. And the yellow now is on top until the end. Don't put it in another orientation like this. You see the blue on top, or the orange is on top, the green is on top, the red is on top. Otherwise you're going to be confused. So the best way for us to solve it, we have to make sure that the white is on the bottom. All of them now, the whites, all of them should be on the bottom. Then we're going to solve the middle layer. Then how do we solve the middle layer? So this is the section. Call the friend. This is how I taught my son to say, the way you solve it, you call the friend. So what do we do in this one? So since we are solving 3, I'm sure all these 3 will have different, everyone will have a different setup of their cube, but we're going to solve it now. So what we're going to do, we want to make sure that we look at the top, because now the top will be the yellow side. The yellow side is the top side. Now we want to look at the pieces which do not have a yellow, the middle pieces which don't have a yellow. In this case, I mean 1, 2, 3, 4. This, and this. Not the corner pieces, but the middle pieces. This piece, this piece, this piece, and this piece. And it should not have a yellow. Okay? In this case, I'm looking at this one. It's a red and green. It does not have a yellow. This one is a blue and red. It does not have a yellow. This one is an orange and blue. It doesn't have a yellow. This one is a blue and yellow. So we are not going to consider this one. Here, this one has a red. We are not going to consider this one. But this one is a blue and red. We can consider this and this one too. This one also. Sometimes you find that all of them, they have a yellow. So don't worry about those. When you find that all of them, they have a yellow, it's not difficult at all. I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We are going to apply the same principle. So remember, this one is called call a friend. So how do you solve it? Now that you are holding the white on the side, it's all solved. The bottom line is solved. We want to solve the bottom layer. So what you do, you look at this one. In this case, this one has no yellow. It means we can use this piece. So let's look at it. We have to move it until we find a corresponding color. So in this case, we move it here. Now you can see it's a blue on top and orange. So where is this supposed to be? This piece is supposed to be at a place where there's a blue and an orange. In other words, it's this side. This is orange side and blue side. In other words, it needs to replace this piece. Its correct orientation is supposed to be like this. This is how it's supposed to be, this piece. But we cannot just bring it like this because of so many other things. As you can see, as you move it like this, it's going to move these ones away. So what do we do? So the way I taught my son, it was like this. This one and this one, they are friends. Okay? This one, since it's supposed to be here, this one and this one are supposed to be close together. This and this, they're supposed to be together. So this one calls his friend, please come home. Then this one is angry, he runs away. So he runs away. You notice that? Please come home. Then this one runs away. And this one gets worried. he says, I'm going to follow my friend. Then he goes up and follow. Then these two, they say, we are afraid here, we're going back home. So they return home. Okay, they return home. Then as they return home, this one now becomes afraid. He says, let me go back home. So as he's coming back home, he realizes that the friend who we were chasing is also coming. So he says, let me meet him again. So he goes to meet him, and then the friend runs away. Then he says, I'm going back home. As he's going back home, he realizes that the friend is following. Then he comes up with a plan. He says, okay, I'm going to jump. So he jumps. He jumps like this. After he jumps like this, they meet. So he says, let's go home. He says, okay, let's go back home. If he goes back home like this, he's going to leave him. So he says, no, I'm not going to leave you. I'm going to go with you. So they go together like this. And then they come down together. In this case, we have solved this piece. Okay? Very easy. We're just following it's like friends are following each other. Let's look at this one. So since we have solved this one, so now let's solve another piece. So let's look at this one. This one, it has no yellow. So it's a green and a red. It means it's supposed to come here. All right? So let's look at it. In this case, this green and red is supposed to be here. It's supposed to be like this, where you have a green and we have a green and a red. But the way it is now, it is like this. It means we need to replace it with this. We need to replace this one with this. So the same principle applies. This one calls this. So, my friend, please come home. Then this one runs away. So he runs away to the opposite direction. He runs away, and this one thinks of following. He follows and follows, and these two come back. Okay? Then he becomes afraid. He says, let me go back. As he's coming back, the friend is following. So he thinks of jumping. He jumps, they meet, they come back together. As they come back together, you see that they have met here, the whites have met. They come back together, and then they come together like this. Then we have solved this part. Very easy. Then the next one is this one. Remember, we have to find a red giant upside down T. So we just move until we find here. So this is the giant upside down T. This one is a blue. It means it's supposed to come this way. So it means this one is calling this one. So again, please come home. It's angry. It goes away. This one follows and follows and comes back. This one thinks of coming back. It comes back, but the friend is following. It jumps, they meet. It comes back, and then they come back home together. Then we have solved it. As you can see now, we have solved the middle part. The whole, we're remaining. Sorry, we're remaining with the middle one, this one. Okay, sorry about that. I thought we had solved, so we're remaining with one. So this one, also, same thing. It's being called by this. It goes away. This one goes up and follows. These two come back. This one comes back, and then he jumps, they meet, and they meet, they come back home together. Now we have solved this middle part, as you can see. Very easy. Anyone can solve it. See, it's just a matter of just knowing which piece is going where. So as we have done this, now let's do the other one. This one. This one, remember, is supposed to be upside down. The white now is on the upside down, and then each piece is supposed to be on its own position like this. Now this one is a green and an orange. It means it's supposed to be here. The same principle. It's a green, it means it's supposed to come this way. It means it's being called by this one. The same principle applies. This one is being called, he runs away, up, away, back. This one, he thinks of going back home, but the friend is following. He jumps, they meet, they come back together, they come back together. Some people use some some algorithms here which are difficult to memorize. So this one belongs to the green side. It's a red and belongs to the green side. It means we need to replace it with this one. So let's see. Away, up, follow, back. This one is coming back. This one is following. It jumps, they meet, they go back home together, they come down together. You have solved it. Then this one is supposed to come here. It's a red and a blue. It means it's supposed to come here. It's being called by this. So this is calling this. This one runs away, then up, runs away, up, follow. These two come back. As they come back, this one decides of going back home, and then they meet like this, and then they come down together. Then we have another position. This one is supposed to be solved by this. So this one is orange and blue. It's supposed to come here. So this one runs away, up, away, back. He thinks of this, of coming back. The friend is following. He jumps, they meet. They think, no, I'm getting you home. They come home together like this. Then you have solved the middle layer. So the middle layer has been solved like this. Same with this one. We're going to start with this one. This one has to go to this layer. Okay, now it's supposed to go to the blue side. This is the blue side. So what do? The friend calls this. So this one runs away, away, up, follow, back, come back, jump, it's failing to jump. They jump, they meet, it turns, and then they come back together. So it's solved. Then the next one is this one. Goes to the green side. So this is the green side, and orange, it means it's supposed to come here. So it's being called by this one. So we go away, then up, away, back. So it goes back, then they jump, it jumps, they meet, and then they go back together, and then they come back together. They come back together. Oh, anyway, they come back together like this. So instead of going this way, I just went the other way around. Okay. Then lastly, we want one more piece. I think we need two pieces. This one. So this, yeah, it's supposed to be this one. This one is supposed to come here. So it's a blue and a red, which is supposed to come blue and red. So it's here. So away, up, up, away, back, back, meet, come back home. Last one. The last one is this one. It's supposed to be replaced by this, so you come here. Okay, so it's red and green. It's supposed to come this way. So this calls this as indicated earlier. So this one goes away, up, away, back, away, meet, they meet, and then they come back together like this. The other way around. Okay, now you will notice that we have solved the middle layer, these two layers here. We have also solved these two layers. We have also solved these two layers. The next one will be to solve the upper part. So let's look at that.